Hi and welcome back to the next lesson. In this lesson we are going to add the second line of text here, which is going to look at how many work orders are scheduled in the next week, and that's going to be depending on the overall risk status. So let's start by creating a new calculated column. So we need to create a calculated column that calculates the number of work orders or the number of days until the work order is scheduled from the current date. So we're going to create a new column, and in here we're going to add in the number of days until the work order is due to be scheduled, or until it is scheduled. So we'll just call this one here number of days until schedule date, and that's going to be equal to, and it's going to be, we're going to use this date diff. Now date diff allows you to look at the two dates and it will return the difference between the two dates in the interval specified. So the two dates is going to be now, which is going to return the current date, and we're going to put in the schedule date, the work order schedule date, and the difference is going to be, or the units we want is day. So let's just press return there, and we can see here that we've got various different days between the current date, which for me making this video just now is the 19th of January 2021, and the scheduled date, which is the 25th of March 2021. So it's 65 days until this work order is due to be scheduled. Now some of these have got a scheduled date in the past as well, but yeah, only this one's got a scheduled date in the future. So that is going to return the number of days until the work order is due to be scheduled. So next we're going to go and create a new measure, and that measure is going to be the measure that helps generate the text. But what it's going to do is it's going to return the number of work orders for the selected category, selected overall status. It's going to return the number of work orders that are relevant to that overall status. So in this example here, it'd be red, so it would return 2, and then it's going to check how many of those work orders are actually scheduled. So let's just go and create that. Now I'm going to copy and paste it in because it's quite a long bit of text. So I'm just going to paste it into here, and then I'm going to talk you through the text. So it looks like there's quite a lot in here, and it is, but a lot of it's repeated, so I'll just break it down. So the first thing we're going to do is create some variables, and the first variable here is we're going to capture this overall risk status. So the text that is represents the overall risk status. Then we're going to look at last week. Now I think that's actually in there by mistake because we don't need that anymore. So the next thing we've done is we've created two variables, and this is going to be the number of days in the future we're going to look. Now I've put these as variables because we might want to play with this, and we're certainly going to want to change this when we do some testing. So the scheduled in the next days min and scheduled in the next days max. So you might be both. You can even go back in the past as well. The next thing we've got is 4 bits of code that are exactly the same, but they've just got different measures in them. So the first one is to return the number of high-risk work orders scheduled in the next 7 days. So we're going to calculate the work order count current week high risk. So that's going to be a measure that we created earlier. So the work order count for the current week, which are high risk work orders. And we're going to use a filter. So that's going to be over this table here. And this table is going to be built using calculate table. So this is the filter part of the calculate statement. And we're going to filter this table here for any work order that has got a number of days until scheduled date, which is less than the scheduled in days max and greater than scheduled in days min. Now I've just noticed we probably should do less than or equal to and greater than or equal to make it inclusive of these dates here. And that is it. So we're going to do the same. We've got the same code here for severity 5 work orders, so we're going to use the same measure we created earlier, and it's going to return the number of severity 5 work orders etc, etc. So I'll just scroll down here to the other ones and just add this text in here. And then when we get to the bottom, this is the low risk ones here. So once we've defined each one of those variables, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to go and carry out a switch statement. So this switch statement is then going to look at whichever one of these is true, starting from the top and working down. So if the overall risk status equals red, then the value that's going to get returned by this measure here is high risk work order scheduled in the next 7 days, which is the value that we've already calculated up here, which would be this value here. Okay, so it's just going to select this switch statement. It's just going to select the section of code depending on what the value is which has been returned by the overall risk status. And if none of these are returned, then it's going to return an error, so we can see that. So that's going to get the number of work orders for risk status. And then we're going to construct a little bit of text here. Now we just got to make a quick check. If it's blank, so if there's none here, then we want it to actually to have the word none. Otherwise, the other part of the switch statement is we're just going to return the value that's been calculated here. And you'll see why we want this none in a second. Okay, so that is going to return the value we need for this next part. So that's fine, it's been accepted. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to copy this. Copy and paste. Sometimes these can be a bit tricky to copy and paste. There we go. Right, so we've got two here, and I'm going to go into the data story here, and we're going to start building this out. So we're going to leave hash to begin with, and that's going to be the number of work orders that are scheduled in the next 7 days. So I'm going to put hash of these defects are scheduled for repair in the next 7 days. Right, so we'll just move that down, and then we want to go back in here, and this has still got the text from the previous one because we copied that. So we're going to go and change this text here. We'll just call this part 2. And I'm going to add that in, remove that one, minimize this. None of these defects are scheduled for repair in the next 7 days. So let's go and just check this out, and we'll maybe change it a little bit. So we can see here that none of these work orders here, none of these 2 high risk defects are scheduled for repair in the next 7 days. So if we go back in here, I've filtered by this high group, risk group post mitigation has been high, and we can see here that indeed none of these are scheduled, but we also want to go and make sure we've got the current week. So let's get the highest week here, 49. Right, so there's our 2 here. One's scheduled 65 days in the future, and one is 237 days in the future. So I'm going to go back and just test this by going into the measure that we created. And I'm going to change this from 0 to 66, I think it was 65, so let's call it 66. And now it should say that one of these work orders is scheduled. Yep, so one of these defects is scheduled for repair in the next 7 days. Now look what's happened here. It's actually returned a value here. So let's go into our measure, and we're just going to make a quick change here. So text overall. So the format is a text, so it's returning a text, but it just happens to be a text which has got 2 decimal places in it. So what we can do is pretty straightforward here. We can just format this. There's probably a few ways you could do this, but I'll just use this format. Now this format forces or converts a value to text in a specific number format. So I'm going to use this, and the format, the specific format I'm going to use, if we can get a comma there, is going to just be a hash. And that's going to basically get rid of that decimal place. And we'll see, yep. So one of these defects is scheduled for repair R, so we'll just have to kind of live with that for just now, unless we want to replace that, but for just now it's fine. One of these defects are scheduled for repair in the next 7 days. Now it's not 7 days, it's 65 days, but it was just to check that that is actually working. So we can go back in here now and we can change it back to 0 to 7. And let's move this up here, and then that will change back to none. None of these repairs and defects are scheduled for repair in the next 7 days. So great, we've done the second one. So now we've got 2 of the 3 high-level text statements that we need on this front summary page. In the next lesson, we'll go and create the third. I'll talk to you then.